has to be considered one of the great Super Bowls of our recent memory. The favorite Steelers take to the field at Raymond James Stadium. Officially, the Cardinals, they were the home team, but it was certainly tough to tell that. Underdog Arizona playing in their first ever Super Bowl. As for Big Ben, ribs back were an issue during the week. Kurt Warner, no such issues other than Pittsburgh's D. Mike Tomlin, the youngest head coach in Super Bowl history. Cards coach Ken Whisenhunt, the former Steelers offensive coordinator. Hines Ward, the only Steeler on the injury list. Larry Fitzgerald, everybody's favorite receiver. The Cards won the toss and deferred. It didn't look like the right call early on. Here's Ben Roethlisberger to Hines Ward. How's Hines looking early on, fellas?
It's a great job by the Pittsburgh Steelers getting Hines involved in the game plan. The one thing I was concerned with that right MCL was the ability for him to go to his left. Pittsburgh gets him going to his right. He couldn't go. Remember, Stu? We did the demo. He couldn't go to his left. So that was nice to get him in the game plan.
Gain of 38 right there. Here's first and 10. Roethlisberger for Heath Miller. Stopped just shy of the goal line. What happened there, fellas?
This is a great throw. Nice anticipation. Gets the ball to Heath Miller before he turns his head. Great job getting Ben on rhythm early in this football game.
And then you see a couple of plays later, Roethlisberger rolling, chooses to take it himself. Stopped at the goal line. Initially called a touchdown. Cut to Ken Whisenhunt. He's going to throw that cardinal red flag for the challenge. And there it is.
I thought this was a questionable call. Is it the knee or the shin that counts him down? I really thought this was a touchdown. Turns out a great challenge by Ken Whisenhunt.
Ruling on the field, overturned. Mike Tomlin chooses to kick a field goal on 4th and goal. They got a 3-0 lead. Here's Kurt Warner now, 3rd and 17, looking for Anquan Bolden. Quick pass falls incomplete. Cards forced to punt. They give it right back to the Steelers. Here's Pittsburgh now. Big Ben off the play action, looking deep for Nate Washington, and he had him. But Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie able to catch up to the football.
A lot of catch-up speed by Cromartie. He played it well. I thought that he mistimed this jump. Almost got the interception, and look at Fitzgerald said, "Aye."
He knows how close that was to a score. Here's Roethlisberger doing what he does best, avoiding the pressure, buying time, running around. The big man with the mobility, and eventually finds Heath Miller, first down.
And this is what Ben does. He's not a scrambling quarterback. It's pocket extended. It's a couple yards outside of it. He knows he needs to stay inside there so all the receivers are open within the play.
Big Ben avoiding pressure, just like Trent Dilfer said on Friday.
Ben Roethlisberger, he drops back. One not there. Now I'm going to move to my right. You can kind of get an arm on me. I'm going to get you off of me. I'm going to get up in the pocket to the right or to the left. We call this pocket extended.
But not far outside like a Vince Young.
Outside. Well, when that happens, my eyes are downfield. I'm still in a throwing position, although there's chaos around me. Now I can make any throw. The defense is going to break down because the play's taking longer. There's going to be breakdowns in the secondary. Big plays come.
Amazing. Trent said it on Friday, and it happened on Sunday. The Steelers hold the ball for nearly 11 and a half minutes in the first quarter, yet Stu only had a 3-0 lead.
Second quarter, Steelers still driving, 3rd and goal. Gary Russell, half some, bangs in, Steelers up 10-zip, 11-play, 69-yard drive. Next Cardinals drive, Kurt Warner about to go to work. Trent, what does Kurt do best?
I'll tell you what, he gets the ball out of his hand and he's accurate and he dissects the defense. Early in the game, all they were giving were the flats, so he moved the chains, eating up the flat routes to Preston.
Preston there, Edge there. Edge put the okey-doke freak show on Troy Polamalu, didn't you, CC?
Edwin James, they got him involved in the game plan, getting him in the flats, and Edwin's always going to make the first guy miss.
Big play for the Cardinals early. Anquan Bolden down the field, tackled inside the 5-yard line. CC, what happened on that play?
Great play fake here, trying to get the ball deep down the field to Larry Fitzgerald and the double team. Kurt gets off of him, goes to a secondary receiver in Anquan. He uncovers on him. Kurt throws him open. The ability right there and the chemistry between a quarterback and a receiver.
Next play, 1st and goal. Holler! Kurt, trip, no problem. Ben Patrick, who?
Ben Patrick.
Not catch a touchdown pass the entire regular season. Great job by Warner to maintain balance. Keyshawn, how do you catch that?
Yeah, he just went up and got it at the highest point. All day long we were talking about there's no defense up top. Right there was no defense on that play for Big Ben Patrick.
First career postseason touchdown. Next Steelers drive, 3rd and 12. Big Ben rolling, completes to Santonio Holmes. First down. But see what had happened? Holding negates it. Pittsburgh forced to punt. On the punt, Steve Breaston fields a kick inside his own 25. And Steve Breaston, second-year guy, got a little fierce. Why do we forget about him as their third wideout so often, CC?
Well, the reason why is because of Anquan and Larry. Larry played out of his mind throughout the playoffs, breaking all the NFL records. Anquan, we know what type of football player he is. When you're the third guy, it's hard to be able to generate the publicity like the other guys.
34-yard return. Good field position for Arizona. 2nd and 19. Warner back to pass. Beat down by Lamar Woodley. Hey, Trent, I thought Kurt had a quick release.
He does, but there, you can't release it when the defender shoving your tackle back into your throat. Great job by Lamar Woodley.
Next Steelers drive, just over 2 minutes to go in the half, 2nd and 4. Hater in the house, Roethlisberger. Tip, picked by Carlos Dansby. 7th different Cardinal to have a pick in this postseason. Whose fault was that, guys?
Well, I think when you look at Ben gets a lot of balls batted down at the line of scrimmage, and there's one, but the defender did a good job of getting his hands up to bat that ball. You're taught as an offensive lineman to push that guy to the ground.
Next Cardinals drive. At this point, I was tied with Larry Fitzgerald for catches in the game. But then Warner with a radar lock, the guy who had 96 catches in the regular season, first catch of the game. Later in the drive, 1st and goal, 18 seconds left. Guys, maybe the play of the game, and this is just redunculous. The NFL Defensive Player of the Year, James Harrison, at the goal line, steps in front. Somebody call it, because I can't.
This is a 14-point play in the ball game, at least 10-point difference. And this play right here, I believe, was the difference between the two teams. Momentum swung. Him able to take the ball 100 yards and score a touchdown going into halftime.
The flag on the play, personal foul, face mask on Arizona. Touchdown counts. Guys, break this thing down using the ESPN Access.
Well, let's look at this from Access. The first thing you got to understand is the inside pressure. Kurt Warner knows he's got to get the ball out of his hands before the free runner gets to him. Now, Chris, tell me what happens to the receiver.
This is Dick LeBeau right here. He did a great job of double-teaming wide receivers during the course of the whole football game. Right here we have Harrison. He's got a caravan and going to take it to the end zone, but Dick LeBeau puts his athletes in a position. The difference in this football game, Troy Polamalu going outside in coverage, and also Harrison dropping into coverage. The number 1 and 2 blitzes.
One for Dick LeBeau on that defense, 0 for Arizona.
Larry Fitzgerald almost got the tackle. Heads-up play by Fitz, always hustling, couldn't get it. 100-yard interception return. Steelers lead 17-7 at recess. And if you're wondering, 100 yards, that's a long way. Is that the longest play in the Super Bowl? Yes, James Harrison, 100-yard return. Remember Desmond Howard went 99 with the kickoff return back in the day. And Andre Coleman had a 98-yarder, but 100 for the Defensive Player of the Year. He's 6 feet, about 270, and can bring it.
All right, Bruce did his 4 songs. No Rosalita, by the way. And we go to the 3rd quarter. James Harrison, at this point you have to think he's the MVP of the Super Bowl, right? Then the second half begins. Kurt Warner, trouble in the 3rd quarter in the postseason. Trying to get the running game going, gives it to Edger and James. And Edge, 9 yards for the first down. Give it to Edge again. And they seem to be finding some holes here. That's James again for 7 yards. Watch the 2nd and 3. He's going to cut it back and get the tough yards. That was the generous spot, I believe we mentioned. Later in the drive, Warner, this time passing, but it's still James. And it's a short gain there. Brings up a 3rd down and 6. Warner in the shotgun. And at this point, look out for James Farrior. Hit as he throws. Harrison recovers the ball. Refs initially rule it a fumble, fellas.
Well, I think they ended up with the right call. It was called a fumble on the field. Kurt's explaining, hey, I was throwing that ball, and what you'll see is there's just enough there. He flicks the ball forward, then he convinces the ref in the replay booth that that's an incomplete pass.
Cardinals would punt. Steeler football. That Cardinals defense, all sorts of sloppiness, no discipline. We had 3 personal fouls on 1 drive in the 3rd quarter. Roethlisberger to Santonio Holmes. Flag on the play. That's your first personal foul. Face mask on Rogers Cromartie. Any doubt on this one, fellas?
No, I don't think it's a lack of discipline on the football team. I think it's a lack of composure in a very intense situation. A young football team with lack of experience.
If any of the personal fouls were questionable, this might be the one. You see the Cardinals, Carlos Dansby gets called for the personal foul here. just looked like sort of just a push on Ben.
Whenever you touch a quarterback in the pocket, when he gets rid of the football, especially a big-time quarterback like Ben Roethlisberger, they're going to protect him, Steve.
All right, Steelers going in for the field goal. Jeff Reed's kick is good, but wait a second. Are you kidding me? Flag on the play. Personal foul on Adrian Wilson. I don't believe there's any doubt about this one.
No, this is just a really dumb football play by a great football player. Unfortunate. Now, great job by the Arizona Cardinals holding them after this. Shows a lot of resilience and mental toughness.
So on 3rd and goal, Roethlisberger stuffed by Gabe Watson. Running is not Ben's thing here.
No, it's really not. But this was a great job, as Trent alluded to earlier, as far as Arizona. This keeps them in the football game, saved them 4 points.
Jeff Reed gets it, and finally, no flags. 3 personal fouls on 1 drive in the Super Bowl. Amazing. Pittsburgh up 27 after 3, Stu.
After the Steelers forced a punt, first down from their 43, Big Ben. Deep down the middle for Hines Ward. Play broken up by Roderick Hood, but oh, wow, shocker. Another flag. Holding on the Cardinals, their 10th penalty of the game. Later in the drive, 3rd and 8, Big Ben back. Darnell Dockett breaks through a loss of 12. Big ups for the Cardinal defense here. Next Cardinal drive, first down at the 25. Kurt Warner again starts to go to his J.O.B. to Jeremy Urban. And then to Larry Fitzgerald. 37 years old, Kurt is. Did you see him rattled at all in this game, Trent?
No, I thought he played with great composure the entire football game. Even the catastrophic mistake he made in the goal line, he responded well all game, put the team on his back.
From the 50 to J.J. Arrington. J.J. down the middle, picks up 22. Another Cardinals first down. Next play from the Steelers, 28. We talk about Larry Fitzgerald. Chris, what's the best thing you like about him?
Well, the best thing about this game was he stayed patient. He didn't get greedy like a lot of receivers, not complaining about the football, allowing coverage to dictate where the ball goes.
Warner to Fitzgerald, and then from the Department of Redundancy Department. Warner to Fitzgerald, down the 4. 2 plays later, 3rd and goal. Does anybody shock at the play they ran?
No, absolutely. There's no one. I haven't seen anyone got better hands than him.
Just these two guys sitting next to me. They're the only 2 other guys I know who could have made that play.
You know what made that play? Those 2, the patience at the line of scrimmage. Da-da-da-da-da. Boom, fade route.
Cardinals within 6, 20-14. Fitzy's 6th touchdown of the postseason. Next Steeler possession, 2nd and 6. Roethlisberger back to pass. Got rocked again by Dockett. 10-yard loss. Steelers have to punt. Cardinals ball, 1st and 10. Warner to Anquan Bolden. One of 3 Cardinal 1,000-yard receivers. Flag comes in after the play. Personal foul, Steelers. Why?
You know, Ike Taylor, this is typical of him. He's a little aggressive. He's played that way throughout his career. Right here, you can see the emotions got the best of him because they started to pick on him in the second half.
2 plays later, 2nd and 10. Warner over the middle to Steve Breston. Breston, again, one of the 3 Cardinal 1,000-yard receivers, picks up 23 down to the Steeler 26 after a holding penalty. Cardinals 1st and 20 from the 36. Warner throws left, almost picked off by Pro Bowl safety Troy Polamalu. Next play, 2nd and 20. Almost picked off. What is Kurt doing?
Well, you see, the success they had throwing the footballs in the middle of the football field. When they tried to go to the perimeter, they struggled.
Cardinals at the punt. Ben Graham with the punt down at the 1 by Michael Adams. Steeler ball, 2nd down from the 1. Fast with the pocket on the carry. Just gets out of the end zone to avoid the safety. Good call, bad call. Shouldn't have been 2.
I think it is just enough at the very end to get across the goal line, and they do not want to call safeties in the NFL. It has to be a blatant safety like this. A holding call in the end zone, that's going to be a safety every time.
Next play from the 1, though, Roethlisberger to Santonio Holmes. Huge gain of 19, but flag on the play in the end zone. Automatic safety. Steelers see their lead cut to 20-16. Under 3 to left. Warner to Fitzgerald. Fitzy as cool as the other side of the pillow. 2nd touchdown of the game. All right.
Great play call here by Todd Haley. He comes back to the same play they ran the last series with Breston. They switch positions, put Larry outside. Larry's able to catch the play and finish it after Breston had a big gain on the play the drive before. Great coach.
You know, Chris, this is just a simple D-go, which is diagonal slant. Boom, there you go. He gets inside of him, off to the races. I didn't know Larry could track out like that, but he's
well, they're playing that
right
Pittsburgh Steelers are playing that wide cover too. In the middle of the defense is going to be wide open, but you got to catch them when they're playing it.
2:24 left. Leaves, take us home.
All right, the Cardinals have the lead, all the momentum, and this is Ben Roethlisberger time again, keeping the play going, and he's able to find Santonio Holmes. We would hear from Holmes again. 2 plays later, this is 3rd and 6 now. Roethlisberger going to his right. It's Holmes again, down to the 39, pick up a 13. Little over a minute left. 2nd and 6 from the 46. Roethlisberger. The pump into Holmes, got him, and he's going to break it down the right sideline. Has a chance to go all the way, but he's taken down at the 6. That's a 40-yard pickup, 49 seconds left. 1st and goal from the 6. Roethlisberger, left corner of the end zone, and through the hands of Holmes right there. Again, all they need is a field goal to tie the force of the overtime, but you know Pittsburgh going for it. Roethlisberger, right corner of the end zone, and this time it doesn't go through the hands of Holmes. What a grab. Santonio Holmes, 131 yards and a touch for him, and the Steelers on top.
Very simple. There is no defense ever invented that stops a perfect throw, and that was a perfect throw.
Spoken like a true quarterback.
They would look at it. Did he have both feet in? Did he have complete control? Yes and yes. Key, you're looking at it close.
Yeah.
Textbook, just the way they teach it.
After the replay and the review, the play obviously stands. So the Steelers have everything going for them now at this point. A tremendous swing of momentum and emotion. There's some celebrations. Yeah, using the football as a prop, by any chance, anybody?
Just pouring a little bit of ketchup.
Is that what that was? Warner can't believe it, but he'd have one more chance. 30 seconds left. You're going to count out Kurt Warner and Larry Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald down to the 43, a 20-yard gain. Fitzgerald winds up 7 catches, buck 27 and 2 scores, but it wouldn't be enough. Warner back to pass, in trouble. Lamar Woodley gets to him, forces the ball out, and the Steelers recover.
I have no idea why they didn't go up to the booth to look at the replay. You know, it looks like to me that ball came out as he was going forward, but the refs, they obviously were looking at something different.
Well, another thing, too, there was a penalty at the end of that, a personal foul, that would have moved the ball close down to the 35-yard line. That's a big no call right there, because it's supposed to be an automatic review in the last 2 minutes of the game.
But hats off to Mike Tomlin in his first Super Bowl win as a head coach.
There's Joe Namath on the 40-year anniversary of his guarantee, bringing out the Lombardi Trophy. Dan Rooney, the owner of the Steelers, accepting it. Hines Ward emotional. Roethlisberger and Santonio hold up the trophy. What a football game.
What a game. So Terry Bradshaw, John Stallworth, Lynn Swan. Oh, wait, hold up. Oh, that's old school, right? My bad. Ben Roethlisberger, Hines Ward and company win their 6th Super Bowl. Steelers 27, Cardinals 23. Big Ben, remember, Steve mentioned it. When they won the Super Bowl 3 years ago, his passer rating was the worst ever for a winning quarterback in the Super Bowl. How about 21 for 30, 256, a touch, an interception, and Santonio Holmes named MVP. Not many wide receivers have been named MVP of the Super Bowl, but remember last time they won? Hines Ward, look at Keyshawn Johnson shaking his head like that's what wide receivers do.
Hey, you know what? I'm just sitting here thinking those guys really play like Pittsburgh Steelers.